How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to Aston Villa in the 1880s, the world's first super club. I'm relatively new to Aston Villa. I think I started watching their second to last season in the championship. So I did get to see them get promoted, which was super dope. And, hopefully they can have a very long stint up in the Premier League. Hopefully longer than the last time. Because from what I understand, it was like 20 plus years or something. So hopefully that can continue. Hopefully it was just... Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, I'm still learning a lot about the club. My brother, however, on the other hand, isn't a Villa fan. He's a Liverpool fan. It's just... I guess their way of choosing was they watched a documentary on different cities in England, and they liked Liverpool. And then my brother told my sister-in-law, I was like, hey, listen, there's two teams in Liverpool. Choose Everton or Liverpool. And she just went with Liverpool for some stupid reason. So that sucks. Especially because my brother has seen his team win more not championships. He's seen his team win more trophies than any of my other teams combined in the last decade. So it's not like ever, but just in the last decade, at least. Granted, I mean, I did see Villa, get promoted. But other than that, I don't feel like... And I'm talking about like MLS-wise and USL, because I do watch both, Oakland and San Jose. And then hockey and... Too bad I didn't watch basketball, because then that would just go out the window, because, Golden State Warriors are my local team, and I would have just... I don't watch basketball. So, and my baseball team is probably going to move. So, it is what it is, right? So, I'm interested to learn more about the team. The reason I don't really know why I chose the team. It just kind of felt natural to go with Villa. Plus, I like this jersey. This jersey is dope. I like that white one as well. Both of them are really cool. Okay, anyways. Nothing to do with the video. But anyways, let's get into it. I'm excited to see the world's first super club and learn more about my team. Here we go.
When interacting with Aston Villa fans on social media, you will often see the claim that they are one of the biggest clubs in the Midlands and one of the biggest in England. There is no doubt that Villa are a massive club, historically being one of the most successful in the country. Their 7 FA Cups, 7 league titles, 5 League Cups, and their much revered European Cup stripe of 1982 has cemented their place as one of the big 6 in England in terms of trophies. Even now, they still have one more league title than Manchester City, as many FA Cups as Liverpool, and with a European crown that is only shared by 3 of the current top 6.
Okay.
However, much of that success was built up in the early days of English professional football. George Ramsay's astonishing 42-year reign as Villa manager between 1884 and 1926 delivered 6 league titles and 6 FA Cups, with Villa briefly being established as arguably the best club in world football. Okay. This is why Villa are known as a grand old lady of the English game, but where did it all come from? I am the midfield diamond, and this is the story of Aston Villa in the 1880s, the world's first super club.
Alright,
I do have to apologise for any background noise that you may hear. I have to have the door open because it is very, very warm in England right now, so I do apologise if you do pick up any background noise. The 1880s opened with Villa still being a relative unknown, having been founded just 6 years earlier.
Wow.
They were still without any silverware to show for their early promise, though they did collect the title as the best club in their city.
Okay, just gonna stop it here real quick. So I know I'm blocking a little bit of this. Like, who decided that this was gonna be the team picture? Who decided that? Hey guys, how about we have you two lay in the front? Especially in this pose. Like, why not just have them lay on their stomachs and kick their legs up and, just... I mean, I guess this is a bit more of a sexy pose, maybe. But, I mean, it is 1880, right? So maybe it doesn't matter. Though, I love the beards, though. My gosh, those are great beards. Anyways, back to the video. Sorry.
lifting the Birmingham Senior Cup in 1880, with George Ramsey as captain and goal scorer in a 3-0 win over Saltley College. These are of course the days before the English Football League, and the FA Cup was all there was. The next few years were very brief because of this reason. In the 1880 FA Cup, the Villa entered the competition for the first time. Villa needed a replay to beat Stafford Road FC in the first round before being drawn with Oxford University. As football at this time was strictly amateur, it was dominated by the upper classes and especially public school students. This meant that Oxford were one of the better sides in the country, winning the cup in 1874. Because of this, and because of a lack of money for travel expenses, Villa chose to forfeit the game. Oxford will go on to finish runners-up to Clapham Rovers. The next year, Villa put in a more complete performance to reach the fourth round, beating Wednesbury Strollers, Nottingham Forest and Notts County before losing to old friend Stafford Road. 1882 saw another fourth round finish in the cup, but it was a much more important year than that for the Villa. Firstly, they got the first two internationals with Howard Wharton and Albert Brown, making their England bound in a 13-0 victory over Ireland in Belfast.
Damn!
9 of the goals came from the Villa pair, with Wharton's 5 goals still being an England record for goals scored in a single game.
That's impressive.
They also took on Scottish giants Queen's Park in a friendly match in Glasgow, adapting their passing style of play. The Scottish contingent of Ramsey and Archie Hunter on the pitch and Willie McGregor in the boardroom began to take its effect. McGregor changed the club's colours to what was then described as maroon, taken from Scottish Shard Hearts, and chose the rampant lion as the club's crest. The club still bears the same colours, now paired with blue, and maroon been described as claret. The lion's been a central feature of every Villa badge since. Villa began to turn professional in 1883, using the industrial population of Birmingham as a broad supporters base. This meant that Villa brought in more money and could afford to attract better players. They also had the longest run in the FA Cup this year, reaching the 5th round before losing to Notts County.
Damn.
This was despite a county player seemingly punching the ball off the line, Luis Suarez style, in the final stages. Villa exited the 1884 FA Cup to Queen's Park. No, not QPR, Scottish sides were allowed to enter the FA Cup back then. And the 1885 FA Cup to their first meeting against long-standing rivals West Bromwich Albion. 1886 was back to the Cup at just the second round stage to Derby, before Villa finally announced themselves on the world stage in 1887. The first round of this Cup saw them batter Wednesbury 13-0, a result would still stand as Villa's record win. Derby Midland were then dispatched 6-1 before Villa needed no less than 3 replays to help them beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. They received a bye for the 4th round before taking on Horncastle, battering them 5-0. They then played a host of the sides famed by Netflix's The English Game by playing Darwin, beating them 3-2. Villa's Scottish Stars travelled to Crewe for the semi-final to be played against Glasgow Rangers. The Scottish Giants were allowed to use players from Queen's Park and Hibs to try and bring home the English trophy, but it wasn't enough as Villa ran out 3-1 winners.
Nice.
This teed up an All-Midlands final between Villa and West Brom. Despite Albion being favourites, they displayed schoolboy levels of incompetence for the opening goal. Villa star Archie Hunter fired home an uncontested shot as the Albion keeper Bob Roberts mistook Hunter as being offside. However, the officials disagreed and Villa took the lead at the Oval. The second will be considered cheating today, as Hodgetts deliberately collided with Roberts to score while on the floor. However, this was still perfectly legal at the time, and Villa ran out 2-0 winners over their local rivals to collect their first FA Cup.
Nice.
The 1887-88 Cup took a back seat for Villa, as Willie McGregor set up on building a new passion project to Villa and other clubs from the Midlands and from Lancashire. He proposed to 11 other clubs that they should form the world's first football league to start in 1888.
Nice.
The most notable match from this tournament was the first ever second city derby, as Villa took on Birmingham City, then called Small Heath Alliance, in the second round with Villa winning out 2-0 winners. Villa only reached the 5th round of the Cup that year, losing to the excellent Preston North End side of the era. The two clubs tried to declare the match a friendly due to crowd trouble, but the FA overruled the clubs and eliminated Aston Villa.
What?
Again, Villa chose not to focus on the cup for the 1888-89 season and fell out of the third round stage. The manner in which they exited the tournament would still be disappointing, losing 8-1 to Blackburn Rovers. They chose to focus on the league, finishing second behind the great invincible Preston North End side, who eventually did the double.
Yo,
The
look at
1887 FA Cup victory secured Villa's status as a giant in the English game. Their victory over Scottish champions Hibs a week later gave them a claim to be the best side on the planet at that time. Villa also moved into Aston Lower Ground later that year to be renamed Villa Park, which has been the club's home ever since. Villa
Wait.
went into the next decade.
Okay, hold on. So this is Villa Park before it was renovated? Is that what I'm seeing here, or is? Because if that's the case, that's pretty damn cool. Obviously, you know, it's nothing compared to what it is now, but I still think it's kind of cool. It's also kind of interesting. Like, there's all this, like, empty space. Like, there's all these people crowded back here. What is this for? Is this like a barricade between the press and the fans, or something? I don't know. It's just it's interesting. It kind of looks like, obviously there was no speedways back in the day, but it kind of looks like how nowadays there's like all those stupid race courses and shit where you just run around, or not run around, where you just drive, which for like F-150 or whatever the hell the racing is, Daytona 500 stuff. I don't pay attention to racing, so I don't know.
As a team on the up, winning their first league title in 1894. They then won 4 of the next 6 titles, becoming just the second team to ever win a League and Cup double in 1897.
Okay.
They wouldn't win another title until 1910, and they've only won 1 league title since then under Ron Saunders in 1981. As for the Cups, they won their second in 1895, in the third final between Villa and West Brom, after the Baggies won the 1892 final. Further wins came in 1897, 1905, 1913 and 1920.
Damn.
They would only add 1 more title to that tally in 1957 after beating Manchester United. The 1880s may not have seen much on the pitch success, but the singular FA Cup win combined with the massive influence of William McGregor set them up to truly become the world's first super club. The massive attendances, worldwide reputation and big name players wouldn't have been possible without the work of McGregor in the boardroom, George Ramsey in the dugout and Archie Hunter on the pitch. So thank you for listening to the story of Aston Villa in the 1880s becoming the world's first super club.
Okay, so I actually really liked it. It was very informative, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know if there's any other like specific ones that people like more when it comes to like historical stuff on the club of Villa primarily. I guess I could do other ones like Manchester United, City, and I guess Liverpool. I mean, I have seen a couple things on Liverpool, like they were involved in 2 really bad disasters. I don't know why I can't. Hillsborough disaster. I was thinking Hydesdale for some reason, and that's not it. But the Hillsborough disaster, and then there was one, I think it was a final against Juventus, and I forget which one that one was called, but I did a video on it not recently, but I've done a video reacting to it, and it's just that one. I blame the Federation on that one. That one was just a bunch of bullshit. You cannot literally put them in an old stadium instead of something newer and not run down. That's the Federation's fault. Granted, I don't really blame fans on that one, but I'm sure there might have been some stuff. Not as much, but some stuff. Anyways, but let me know if there's any other history videos on Villa. I would love to react to more. I should probably do one on Villa Park, actually, because I would love to finally go to a game in Villa Park. I think that would be really cool. It doesn't really matter where, honestly. I think it would just be really cool just to walk around the stadium and just see the stadium all together. and watch a game in it. I think it will be so much fun. And seeing all these old pictures though, it definitely makes me want to go watch some old Aston Villa games. I'm gonna literally look it up on YouTube. I've been able to find like old games on like YouTube. Okay, so literally going back, like there are some old matches. This one, so the very first one is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest from 2018. Okay, so that was probably live streamed. 1994 Villa versus United. Okay, I mean that was a League Cup final apparently. That's what this one says. Then there's also a classic match of Villa versus United in 2008. Charlton Athletic versus Villa, 98-99. So, like, literally just going on YouTube, I could find some old games. And I think that is actually really cool. 2015-2016 against Birmingham City. I guess they're more rivals now than are West Brom still relatively big rivals for Villa, or is it more Birmingham City now? That's not really a full video. Arsenal City. Oh, that's not even Villa. Okay. 2004, 2005. Okay. And then we're just getting into random other soccer teams, football teams. Yeah. Okay. So I think that was actually, like I said, it was really informative and whatnot. I want to be able to find some games from the 80s. I think that would be so cool. I could see a preseason match from Brisbane Roar and Aston Villa. So Aston Villa versus Australian team. Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Don't think I really want to see that. 6-0. I'm good. But the game for today is about to start. The one. Who are they playing again? I think they're playing Forest. Now that I'm speaking of Nottingham Forest. I think that's who they're playing today, yeah. So, I'm excited. Hopefully, Villa can come away with a win. Desperate for points. I know it's still early on in the season, but the sooner we can climb up the table and not have to worry about being in the lower side of the table, the better, honestly. You know? It's so much easier to watch the team when they're on Peacock more often. You know, ESPN Plus doesn't always have them when they're on the championship. So, hopefully get more points. Hopefully he can Gerard can seriously figure out what he needs to fix and change and whatnot. I'm excited. I'm very hopeful. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what else I should react to in the comment section below, especially if it's Aston Villa related. I am 100% down for that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.